Part 1. How to set a goal. 1. How to choose a goal. Do you have problems choosing a goal? Do you have too many? Or don't you have any goals at all? Then this chapter is for you. We all want better life. We all have wishes. Wishes are goals, but goals with snap, crackle, and pop. Goals provide the process that can take you where you want to go, but too often they don't provide the inspiration to get you there. Wishes are different. They have impact, like being struck by lightning instead of by a lightning bug. They let you dream. They let you soar. They let you tap into a source of limitless possibility and boundless energy that gives you the power to accomplish what you might otherwise never have imagined. If you want to make things happen in your life, don't think about goals, think about making your wishes come true. Before you can make your wishes come true, you must first decide what to wish for. Many people grind through one work week after another, daydreaming about the good life, but they rarely master a clear idea of what that good life should be. Not what you're supposed to want, not what someone else wants for you, but what you in your heart want for yourself. 2. Are you willing to pay the price? At a cocktail party one evening, a famous pianist gave a recital. Afterward, her hostess said, "I would give anything to be able to play like you." The pianist looked at her thoughtfully for a moment and replied, "No, you wouldn't." The hostess, surprised and embarrassed in front of her guest, said, "I most certainly would." The pianist shook her head. "You would love to play as I play now, but you are not willing to practice 8 hours a day for 20 years to learn how to play that way." "Take whatever you want," said God, "but pay for it." Spanish proverb. Every wish has its price. You can have anything you want if you are willing to pay that price. The price may be time, money, or efforts. It may be in what you have to give up in order to get what you want. Your willingness to pay the price is what gives you the power to cause your wish to come true. If you are 100% willing to pay the price, then you are 100% likely to succeed. Pay the price and your wish will come true. Part 2. How to achieve a goal. Step 1. Intensify desire. Desire is the first step of goal achievement and the foundation. Have you set personal or business goals and failed to achieve them? Here is a crucial question. Why? The answer is simple: because we did not have a strong enough desire. Some may argue with that. But I did have a strong desire and still I didn't get there. Sorry, but the desire was still not strong enough. How do you identify intense desire, passion? It's what keeps people working all hours, up early, late to bed. The desire dominates conversation, thinking, actions. Take a moment to think about the goals you've set for yourself. How committed are you to achieving these goals? Under what conditions would you give up? What if you could significantly increase your desire to achieve these goals? What if you wanted them so badly that you knew with absolute certainty that you would absolutely, positively never ever give up? When you are truly 100% committed to reaching your goals, you move from hoping to knowing. If you want something badly enough, then quitting is simply not an option. You either find a way or make one. You pay the price, whatever it takes. By creating intense desire, you can realize the impossible dream. Develop a sincere desire to achieve the goal. A wish or daydream has no substance. It is vague, unformed, and unsupported by action. Desire puts action into your plan. Strong desire is success power. Step 2. Develop belief. If you don't believe you can reach a goal, it will remain a pipe dream as much as if you didn't bother planning the route to the goal, or do what's required to get there. If there is any doubt in your mind that you may not be able to achieve something, you don't give it your all. In fact, you may very well just set it aside. In order to fully achieve anything, you must believe it is possible at a cellular level. Believing is seeing. Seeing is believing. If you are willing to accept that you can be successful, that you'll enjoy being successful, and if you are willing to establish and work on an exhilarating, enjoyable, and rewarding path to your goals, then we're confident you'll reach those goals. Step 3. Define your objective. In May of 1961, John F. Kennedy pledged that America would land a man on the moon before the decade is out. It was a brave and bold objective, perhaps one of the greatest of all time. Just making the statement, however, did not lead to its achievement. Putting a man on the moon required immense amounts of intelligence, research, planning, money, people, risk, and commitment, amongst other things. The most important step, though, was not Neil Armstrong's, it was John F. Kennedy's setting of the objective. We define the objective as the final goal. It is what all your efforts are going to lead to. In investing, for example, it could be to have $5 million by retirement. While some people may want to only have an objective in one area of their life, most successful people set objectives in many areas: career, family, financial, health, knowledge, material, retirement, spiritual. These are just some categories you should set objectives in. Objectives are generally long-term, sometimes even lifetime, although they don't have to be. They do have to be important to you, and something you feel is worth pursuing, or establishing a goal-setting routine wouldn't be worth doing. In starting a goal-setting routine, we recommend you set objectives in 1 or 2 areas to begin. As you start realizing small successes, you'll probably add more objectives as you will want to be successful in all areas of your life. Remember, don't hold back. Make your objectives as large as you can realistically realize. Make sure that your goals are SMART. Commit to making SMART goals and start working toward them today. Step 4. Write it down. Write your goal out in complete detail. Why is it so important to write it down? Words are an integral part of the thinking process. Words convey images, pictures, feelings, emotions to the mind. By clothing it in words, that abstract thought now takes on body, shape, form, substance. It is no longer just a thought. It becomes something which motivates us, or creates a gut feeling inside. Why is the mechanical act of writing so important? Building on what we have already stated, putting pen to paper now transfers those expressions, which embody thoughts, onto something tangible. We can now physically look at it. Even the act of using the eye and coordination with the hand holding the pen makes a much firmer impression on our mind as we write out the phrase or expression. Now when we read and reread that phrase or sentence, the impression on the mind becomes deeper and deeper. Written goals are directives to the unconscious mind, which obeys them blindly. There is something semi-magical about writing one's goals down, which makes achieving well-written goals an almost certainty. The real trick is to write one's goals down in a special way which helps guarantee their achievement. Write it down or kiss it goodbye. Step 5. Set a deadline. Set a date for the achievement of your goal. Setting a date for the attainment of your goal is the ignition for the goal-seeking missile in your mind. Make sure that your date is realistic. Not too soon that it's impossible, but not so delayed that it's not interesting. Make sure you write the date of your goal down next to your goal. Once you've set this date, you should never change it. Can we see then why deadlining is another crucial step in the goal achievement process? Yes, deadlines crystallize thinking and increase motivation. However, it would be a mistake to think deadlines perform miracles. Setting a deadline by saying, "In 7 days from now I will have made an extra $5,000" is not going to miraculously deliver unless you have a strategy and a realistic plan based on your present circumstances. Set a deadline. Deadlines move us to action. When we fail to include a deadline for our goal, when we commit to achieving it as soon as possible, the goal winds up in our as soon as possible pile of things I will do another day, which is probably never. Why? Because we all too much to do and not enough time to get it all done. The items that have deadlines for completion tend to bubble up in priority and importance so that we take action and achieve them. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. No goal achievement is a leap across some huge canyon. Many are intimidated and driven away from going after what they really want in their lives for fear they will have to take a giant leap across that canyon and, hey, what if I don't leap far enough? Disaster. But until you write out your goal, quantify it, and set a deadline so that you break it down to its small steps, it will forever appear to be too big a stretch and therefore unattainable. But every time you follow these 3 steps and break the goal down, you will always find that you have within your control what it takes to accomplish that next step. And once you begin, you're on your way. Step 6, defining your reasons. In studying goal setting and the keys to success, it was discovered that many people fail to achieve success simply because they lack clear reasons for doing so. Don't let this hold up your success. Give serious thought as to why you want to achieve an objective, and write down what you've decided. Do you want $5 million at retirement? Why? You say you want to live in a mansion? Why? The more compelling your reasons are, the greater your chances will be for meeting your objectives. Conversely, if you can't come up with good reasons, you might as well set another objective, as this one won't be achieved. Remember, every person has different reasons for wanting something. What one person thinks is vain or stupid, another will think is worthy or great. You must come up with reasons that are honest, strong, and motivating to you. Write them down below the appropriate objective, leaving plenty of space to expand or add to them. The more reasons you have, the better. Just make sure they really represent the reasons you have for desiring something. Step 7, defining your sub-goals. Once you've written an objective and your compelling reasons for achieving it, you must start planning the route towards the objective. Ask yourself, what steps do I need to take to? These steps will be your sub-goals. Say you've set an objective for having $5 million by retirement, which could be 20+ years away. First, you must figure out how you can achieve that. Do you need to learn more about investing? Will you have to start saving $500 a week? Do you have to get a new job? Will you have to more actively watch your existing investments? Whatever needs doing to progress towards your objective will become your sub-goals. Sub-goals can be specific or broad in scope, but they must always lead directly towards the objective they support. They must also always have a deadline, a date you plan to accomplish the sub-goal by, a realistic date that not only motivates you into action but also ensures progress towards your objective. Usually you will have many sub-goals at a time, and in the case of a real long-term objective, some of the sub-goals will not be clear at the start, with others coming about when certain existing sub-goals are achieved. Always write your sub-goals and their accomplishment dates down. Never make your sub-goals too long or too difficult, as you don't want to be overwhelmed by them. If a sub-goal is long-term, as in taking a 4-year degree towards a larger career objective, break it down into smaller parts each year, for example, and revise and or renew them when accomplished. By making sufficient and reasonable sub-goals, and always accomplishing them on time, you'll find yourself making great progress towards objectives, which may look intimidating, or even impossible by themselves. Step 8, defining your tasks. Just as we break large or long-term objectives down into smaller supporting elements called sub-goals, we further break our sub-goals down into even smaller elements. These small elements are called tasks, and accomplishing them is what makes the practice of goal setting really work. Tasks are usually the simple things you must do to accomplish a sub-goal. If you've set a sub-goal, for example, to have a complete understanding about investing in bonds by next June 15th, you will have to accomplish a number of tasks for acquiring that knowledge. Choosing to go to the library and get a book on bonds would be a task. Reading the book for 1 hour each this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday could be 3 separate tasks. Visiting the Investor Skills website for their bond information would be another task. Calling your buddy who's had success in the bond market would be a task as well. All of these tasks, which should be written down on the same paper as the sub-goal they support, must be set with an accomplishment date, or if you procrastinate calling your buddy, never get around to completely reading the book, or don't even bother checking the website, you won't reach your sub-goal of learning about bonds, or won't meet it by its accomplishment date. And this, unfortunately for you, will turn your $5 million by retirement objective back into the pipe dream it didn't have to be. By focusing your mind on the easy-to-accomplish tasks, and completing those tasks, you will be making great progress towards your sub-goals and objectives without feeling overwhelmed. Make sure to write down all tasks, even those that take only minutes to complete. Then, when they're accomplished, check them off. As more and more tasks are successfully accomplished and checked off, you'll find yourself becoming more encouraged and more confident about your abilities. The more you believe, the more you will strive to accomplish, and the more you will enjoy completing even more tasks. And the more tasks you complete on time, the closer you'll be to that success you have real reasons for wanting. The success you originally defined as your objectives. Secret of the first step. Do you know the most important secret of goal setting? No? So what are you waiting for? Part 3. Motivation techniques. 1. Using success enhancements. What are success enhancements? There are really 2 key elements to achieving success. The first, as we've described, is the practice of goal setting, which is simply setting objectives. Developing compelling reasons for wanting the objectives, breaking the objectives down into not so overwhelming sub-goals, breaking the sub-goals down into easy-to-accomplish tasks. The second key element involves training your mind to think positively. In order to accomplish what you set out to do, you must develop an achievement mindset. While reviewing your reasons and checking off completed tasks are 2 things you should be doing too. Keep your mind focused on the success you desire. There are 5 other success enhancements we recommend you become familiar with: success questions, success stimulants, visualization technique, affirmations, reward technique. When you are able to keep your mind on success, you will be virtually certain to reach that success. 2. Visualization technique. The brain often thinks in pictures. The human eye captures an incredible amount of information with just one glance and relays it all to the brain, that then translates that information into a form we see. It would be more accurate to say we see with our brains than with our eyes. The success technique to which I am referring is visualization. I guarantee that visualizing your results is the key to realizing your results. Visualizing is one of the most important techniques you will ever learn, and one that is utilized by all high performers. One of the reasons goal setting doesn't work for people is because they don't understand or utilize the power of this one critical factor. Oftentimes, you may set a goal, write it down, you may even read it aloud every day, but if you can't see yourself in possession of your goal, you will never realize it long term. Visualizing is your key to success for 2 reasons. 1. Your mind thinks in pictures and images. 2. Your subconscious mind drives your behavior. When something is hammered into your mind in clear detail, it becomes part of your reality. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something that is real and something vividly imagined. Whatever picture, goal, you consistently think about will drive your actions to create that exact picture. When you continually see yourself in possession of your goal, your subconscious mind will move you into actions that align with the mental image you hold. 3. Affirmation Technique. Affirmations are words we say to ourselves. They're verbal suggestions we say silently or out loud. The truth is that if you tell yourself something often enough, you'll eventually believe it. Affirmations, or self-talk, is a very common activity. Things like this are always happening to me. I just can't lose weight. I'm so clumsy. Does it sound familiar? But we can affirm our strengths too. We can even affirm strengths we don't yet have. Develop daily affirmations that support the goals you developed in your goal setting. You need to figure out what you need to change about yourself to make it easier to practice or keep the commitments you made in your goal setting.